Gentlemen, the time has come once again to discuss things.
And here he is, the star of our show, direct from the bar.
Yeah. Baby girl, what'd you say? I kick this damn door down. Love is a grudge that I won't hold you to. Uncontrollable, it'll roll right over you. Don't pull me in your little world, I'm doing fine right here. Check the driver's side mirror, it's closer than it might appear. My heroes OD, robbed banks and killed themselves, lying on the floor with their insides split out.
Yeah, okay, well, on that note, gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Geeky, gentlemen, everybody. Today, joining me is my good friend Zazubar. He and I are kind of like friends, yet also enemies. Similar to, you know, Professor X and Magneto, minus the mutual respect. And there was an old saying that that evil men have no songs. And Nietzsche replied to this, why do Russians have songs? So here to sing is the Russian Milan Jeftik 1992.
Here it is. Ну, погоди, еще не вечер, еще не ясно ничего. Ну, знаю я, наступит встреча.
It's enough.
This song is awesome.
Ian, our friendship is kind of like Charles Xavier and Magneto, without the respect, but also without the chess.
I'd play chess against you, Bill, if you know how to play.
No, I don't know how to play chess at all.
I'd play chess against you. No, I'll teach you how to play, and then I'll play chess against you.
Oh, okay. That sounds like fun. We have to use a Godzilla chessboard, though.
Oh, God.
I don't think they exist.
You know what's the most
we should
saddest
make
thing?
one, then.
The saddest thing ever, I'm a Russian person who doesn't know how to play chess. That's
how
like
is that
virgin...
sad?
Because Russians are known for their insane chest fetish.
No, they're known for their vodka.
Fetish. The chess fetish. It's chess fetish.
And no, hold on, they don't like to play chess, they just like to have sex with chessboards.
Exactly.
Well,
That's
that too, but I'm talking about... Oh, God, fucking... That too, but
okay,
I'm talking
anyway,
about...
guys. Today we're talking about the band That Handsome Devil, and the large amount of work they've done. I'm just gonna start out. It's a very strange band. It doesn't really conform to any kind of genre of music. It transcends those, it mixes them, it does a lot of weird things that I happen to really enjoy. And I feel it's worth talking about because they need as much, spread out of word, that's not a good sentence, that they can get. They need their name out there because they're putting out a lot of content, but they're fairly popular online, but that hasn't translated into commercial success for them as of yet.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, really.
So, I just wanted to talk about them, get them out there a little bit, and the main thing I notice about That Handsome Devil is that the genres not only mix, but they're the strangest mixes of genre. I would never think to combine punk with big band, and this does. Sometimes.
I heard a lot of jazz in there too.
Oh,
yeah,
and there's some
really
weird kind of being Russian. I still think that God forbid the Maiden singer guy is kind of at least has some sort of exposure to Russian pop culture, because just some of the tunes he plays, like little ballads, they're from Russian post communist Russian cartoons. Well, not post, but pre, during the revolution.
Can you give an example, please?
Goodness, they're just very subtle, little riffs that are hell, that's from that Russian cartoon I saw as a kid. Goodness, what's that song? There's this really interesting song when he talks about this goth chick, spitting in the face of a jock in a mosh pit. So that's the most. That's an instance there, and peppered throughout many other songs. It's little subtle riffs and just a very weirdly Russian sound. You know, whenever I listen to his songs, I just want to sit, on a park bench with a, hat made out of newspaper with a cigar in my mouth, playing cigar and drinking. For some reason.
Okay.
See, I had a very different image in my head. And this is for me just being a New Yorker, so I guess that Handsome Devil can be widely interpreted based on your geographic location and where you grew up. I saw this as the music you listen to when you're walking down downtown Brooklyn, and you have you're just walking down with your hood up, your iPod in, and you're walking down these not great-looking streets with not great-looking people walking around you, and you've got this very not very bombastic, very working-class man's music playing in your ears, and I think that's it's a very endearing kind of music. Not a very popular one though. And I don't. I wish, of course, that this band had a bigger listenership, but it doesn't surprise me that they don't, because their music is extremely nonconformist, and I think that a general public is going to look at this music and consider it vulgar, and I don't think that's
vulgar. Dude, have you listened to some modern music? It's not that it's vulgar. It's that just modern music is pretty vulgar. It's the fact that it's shit. Modern music is shit. Yeah.
I agree with you, but it's not the fact that there's vulgar content in it, it's the presentation of it.
I think it's just
modern day pop songs with like sex and drugs in them. They're not presented as being very downtrodden. Like, downtrodden I think is a good word. That Handsome Devil's music feels very like we live in a slum kind of thing.
No, it feels stepped on, doesn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
It's got that, there's a song, and I was probably going to do this later, but it's just, this is an example that I really want to get out right now. The song Party's Dead, which is the last track on the album Heart Goes to Heaven, Head Goes to Hell. He constantly repeats the same set of lines over and over again. We'll move away, I'll quit the booze, you'll go back to school, someday, someday, someday. And that's the thing, he keeps repeating those lines. But he never says when. And the song fades out and you keep hearing it repeating. So it's as if you just stop listening, not like he stops talking. And I find that very telling, because it creates a metaphorical thing where how many people do you know, or at least know of, that are in this situation where, oh, it'll get better, we'll move on from this, we'll get out of this situation, we'll move out of this, rusty ass nasty trailer park someday, you'll go back to school, I'll stop drinking, we'll have that perfect life that we've always dreamed of. It'll happen. And yet it never does, because they never take action on it. It's always someday. It's never today.
Yeah.
It's always down the line.
It's a very non-proactive kind of way of looking at life. It's, we hate this existence, but it's almost like we couldn't exist without having to complain about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
they become
really do
so
like
used
that
to
about
this dark, disgusting living style, and they recognize that it's dark and disgusting, but they just can't bring themselves to find anything different that they would consider better because it's part of them. And there's a lot of that kind of mentality in the music.
Yes, it's very hopeless kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to say hopeless, because there's elements of hopelessness in it, but there's also kind of a positive message throughout in its own way. Because in a lot of the albums, they start out with, you got songs like Reagan's Kids and Johnny Wouldn't Die from City Dressed in Dynamite and Enlightenment's for Suckers, where it's about, the horrible things about this generation, about committing suicide, but there's no escaping it. It's just, you have to move on, or you're going to just let this consume you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's interesting. What's the line from Reagan's Kids in the chorus? Hanging on the wall, dragging on the floor, outside of Central Park, right where Lenin was shot. I just really like, it's got this, really violent kind of overdosey kind of imagery to it from time to time.
Yeah. It paints a picture of a very bleak world, and in a bleak world where there's no up to the song. The songs always stay at a very consistent level. A lot of music that I listen to, they start off soft and somber, and then they grow up to the large bombastic chorus. A lot of rock is like that. A lot of 80s rock especially. This isn't really like that. It's very, very different. And it kind of represents what Ian was talking about, because it stays at one very consistent level, and it's kind of a mid-level. I'm not saying that all of that Handsome Devil songs are like this low, just like really soft, quiet, almost like not even singing kind of song. It's always like this very mid-level where they're clearly singing, they're clearly projecting their voice, but it's not going above itself. It's not rising. It's staying at one level.
I'd agree with you. Milan, you've been a little quiet. Go ahead.
This music really...
Okay.
I'm back. Basically, this music very much reminds me of the 1920s Depression. It seems like something you just go... Yeah, like
30s.
Said. Yeah, 30s. Looks, it's like or 30s and 20s. There's some elements of a jazzy, 20s type of music. They like flat.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I agree.
Like whenever I hear this
song,
I
mean, you can really hear that big band style in it.
Oh yeah.
The opening track of what's the song? Damn Door. It's a remix. It's a techno style remix with a punk splash of the Glenn Miller big band song Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Oh yeah. But the thing,
which is interesting. I mean, Bobby and I played Chattanooga Choo Choo for him one time, and he goes, "Wait a minute, that's the beginning of that Handsome Devil song." Nope.
It's really interesting because it's such a weird blend of genres, because yes, it does have, it's like the 20s, but how the 20s would have been if as seen in their Pulp Fiction magazines.
It's like it's almost like jazz music that was written in the late 90s.
Yeah, like someone's called this type of music schwa. I think it resists definition.
Yeah, because there's also a lot of narrative in it, where he's not even singing. Like in the Jungle Book track, I know that a lot of those are covers, but still, at the end of every song and at the beginning of every song, there's narrative where he's not singing. He's like, it's almost like an audiobook.
Yeah.
Not an audiobook, like a beat poem, actually. More like a beat poem.
Yeah.
Now
let me ask you this. Did either of you listen to Audio Transcript 117?
It's not ringing a bell.
Which one is it?
It's just him telling a story. There's like sound effects and a light little bit of, creepy atmosphere.
What's the story about?
Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that one.
You'd buried the body in the backyard, not in a box or a bag or anything. She looked asleep, shoveling piles of dirt onto her face, soiling her nightgown. It may have seemed shocking or wrong if you didn't know her. The blood-sucking bitch.
Okay. It's the one with the guy
I was eating when I was listening to that, which was a bad idea.
Guys, actually, you know what? I'm gonna play that right now just so people can hear what we're talking about.
Yeah, good idea.
Juan, you know what it is, though, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
What imagery, man?
My God. Dude, I'm just...
Okay, we're back.
There we go. Just the music, it just really sings to me. It's a very blue collar type of music, but in the kind of, it's not the poppy kind of music. It's the kind of music that the poor people listen to, and it has more grit to it than regular, mainstream pop music, which is just.
Oh, I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I really don't care for modern music at all.
Yeah.
Like pretty much anything after '95, and that's really pushing it. I don't listen to. You can find a song here and there that I enjoy, but this is the only stuff that I consider myself, listening to, that I really, really get engaged in and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel the same way. A lot of modern pop music, it all sounds the same to me. And
exactly.
My friends make fun of me. They call me an old man in a teenager's body, and I don't disagree.
I've had that comparison too. It's weird.
Because it's like I hate modern music. Well, okay. I don't like to make blanket statements like that. I hate modern pop music. I'll still listen to modern rock. I think modern rock in a lot of cases is really good, really well done. But pop, hip hop kind of music, your Call Me Maybes, your all this different stuff. It all sounds the same, and it's all got the same theme behind it. The party frat crew who drink and do marijuana in the bathroom like it's this new fresh idea that's never been in music before. And you go back to the 90s and it was the prominent thing, and now it's just watered down. They made doing drugs at parties commercial.
That's the thing is you call a lot of modern pop I call bubblegum, because that's the thing, it's manufactured to be popular.
Exactly.
It's so just completely removed from any artistic integrity.
Yeah.
And then you got artists like Lady Gaga who say they're an artist, but they're trying so hard to be an artist that it's completely absurd.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic.
I don't think you can make art if you're. Let me say this, and you guys might disagree. I think it's either rare or extremely difficult to make art just for the sake of making art. And I think Lady Gaga is a good example because she'll wear these outrageous clothes and sing these weird ass songs that don't. They just seem to be there to be weird and kind of non.
They don't mean anything.
Well, I know, and that's my point. Their only point is to try and make you think it's different, but it all sounds the same. So there's nothing being said with it. It's just, I want to make it look like there's something else here.
It's kind of
like. Did you notice that this was an unreleased one, but there was the Karaoke Burial, where he did that Gaga thing with breakups and suicides in the bathroom doing lines. How you doing? Doing fine. Waking up my little mind. Lots of gangsters, gods, and guns. Odds are that they're onto us. Media pornographers, characters in comic books. He did that Gaga style, and the whole song is about how, everything it's called Karaoke Burial. And I think the title says everything you need to know about the song itself.
And a lot of the songs do.
Music is just this burial of. It's essentially all karaoke covers, and it's just like, let's just murder it already so we can bury it and move on.
Can I say something before you guys cut me off again? The thing about Lady Gaga, it's just so ironic that this artist is trying to seem like artistic and out there, and I represent the artistic folks. I'm actually art. But the ironic thing is, it's prepackaged, quote unquote, art. And it just it loses all.
It's how do we make something look artsy? And art is self-expression.
It's like someone took Andy Warhol. It's like someone took Andy Warhol and said, "All right, I'm going to try to imitate that in music."
Yeah,
and it doesn't work.
The thing that bothers me about it is that they're not. It's not like it's trying to say anything. Again, you can't just. Art is not just going to happen just because you want to have the prestige of being called an artist. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I agree with you guys. It's like this very manufactured kind of stuff, and it's funny because I would boast more to say that Handsome Devil makes art because they're expressing this style of this culture of music, giving a certain part of our society music who doesn't really have much of a music. The people who have music in our modern day society are the college kids and the high school kids who go to parties and they drink and they do marijuana. The 25-year-old college graduate who goes to work every day at a really crappy job and is just getting on their feet with a family or barely is on their feet, doesn't really have music anymore.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
So the sad sex. So basically, the sad sex of the world have nothing more to listen to.
There's just a lot to this that it's really interesting to me that you have this really gritty, really just raw emotional style of art that they do, and yet there's more to it than just raw emotion. I think there's also a hint of fun to it, in my opinion.
Definitely. There's a lot.
You got songs like obviously Dating Tips, which is just hysterical.
Oh god.
In this style of like rap mixed with 70s lounge music kind of thing.
Oh my god.
And I love the radio intro at the beginning of that, by the way. It's just the only people I've seen do this kind of thing are my favorite band, Pink Floyd. So it's got that psychedelic punk, jazz, swing, techno feel that I don't think you could apply to anything else.
Oh god, very true. And that's the thing.
Actually, hold on, just one thing real quick. One thing real quick. To the Pink Floyd reference, I don't know if you guys heard it too, because I keep bringing up the unreleased stuff. They have a song, How to Get Money. And then they have a second song, How to Get More Money. And in that, they took the beat from Pink Floyd's Money. So, like, I got to this weird place where I was like, did that handsome devil go inside my head and then come out and say, hey, we'll make this just for Ian?
I think they did. But I think the fun you talk about in this band is that it's the type of fun that the blue collar people have. It's like you had a tough day at work, your boss is a fucking asshole. You go to to a bar, to drink your worries away, and then there's that handsome devil singing there and taking that bitterness and
yeah, you really could get
can
that
I finish
part of
speaking, please? Can I speak? Fucking let me finish speaking. You keep fucking interrupting me. Oh.
Well, you make long points.
No, I don't. I try to finish my fucking point, and you interrupt me halfway. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Dude.
Guys, kiss and make up.
Well,
No.
He always does this, Bill. You got no idea. But basically, you do like this. But basically, yes, you go to the bar, you drink, and here's to that handsome devil singing your worries away by taking the shit like the everyday kind of fucking monotonous bullshit and making you laugh at it. It's like, you know what? Fuck yeah. The song that I really like, it's I forget what's the name of the song, but it's basically
a little bit of powder, some baking soda. The milk's gone bad, the cup's tipped over. I'm not gonna do that when I get older. Your kids will just do what your mama told you. A little bit.
It has that kind of like weird, like you're sitting in the morning, the sun is like, the sky is gray, you're like, it's just like this woman making fucking burnt eggs and she's like a chain smoker and she speaks like this and her kids are fucking junkies and it's just this horrible, very Russian kind of fucking song. I'm like, you know what? This feels too much like home and I love it.
Yeah, is your point done? Can I go in now?
Yes, you can talk now.
Okay. Well, actually, you brought up something else that I think, just has to be talked about. Is it just me, or does it sound like this dude smoked cigarettes for like 30 years every time he starts a track? And it's not a bad thing, it's just this really cool...
No, I think it helps.
It's not cigars, it's not cigarettes, it's cigars. Real men smoke cigars. Cigarettes are for teenage girls.
Fair enough. No, it's just that it's got that old blues singer kind of thing. It's like, it sounds like 30 years of cigars, and then like 5 glasses of scotch.
Yeah. It works for the whole, as Milan was saying, blue-collar nature of the music. It sounds like this guy who spends his days working in an office.
Not an office, more like a dockyard or something like heavy lifting.
Good call. More like a deli or something, even like something small. And then at night he goes to his local club or whatever, and then he plays jazz. That's what it sounds like to me, and I think it works really well.
I definitely agree with you there. I don't know. I really do like just some of the intricate little details in some of the songs that you hear from time to time. I like the way they manage to work in these really twisted metaphors, and they seem to speed up the songs as they go with a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But another thing that I had to bring up, and I know I'm bringing up all the stuff early, but there's so much that I want to get out because I've been wanting to do a video on these guys for a while. Another thing that I really enjoy are their covers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're really...
They have fantastic covers.
Yeah, especially when they do like innocent little songs like The Jungle Book, for example. It's just this cute little innocent song
Their
from your
version
childhood.
of The Jungle Book was amazing.
I know. It was basic. It's basically
that was my favorite stuff we listened to, honestly.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. When I was a kid, every kid has their favorite Disney movie that they watched a billion times. Mine was The Jungle Book. So once again, did that handsome devil go inside my brain and go, here you go, Ian, we made this for you?
Well, here's the interesting thing. They take the songs from the original Disney film, but the little narratives that are in between are not really from that movie. It's more from the book.
Yeah, and then they use they create this kind of metaphor, so he says that they're, vultures. but
Yeah.
he's obviously talking about people.
Exactly, and that's the really interesting thing about the book, and he brings it really well into the songs, because the book itself, or I guess the story is a better way of putting it, it's not really a book itself, the story is more of a social commentary by looking at the way the jungle works as opposed to the way the human world works, by
So basically,
introducing
sort of
a kid into that society, and the way,
basically like
the way that society works.
So basically like Aesop's Fables.
I don't know who that is, but it sounds like it's kind of like George Orwell's Animal Farm.
Yeah,
It's not
that's what I'm.
quite as on the nose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like the old. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying because Orwell was a lot more direct with what exactly the commentary was referring to, but the Kipling story is a lot more like just society in general, and I feel like that Handsome Devil really brought that really well into the mix. And that final track, Home, I don't know, it made me tear up a little bit. It was really, really well done.
Beautiful song,
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
Really
oh,
gorgeous.
it is. The woman is just fantastic.
Yeah, I need to get better speakers to listen to that. Anytime I listen to it on the computer, I have to skip the track because she makes it peak out too much.
Oh, yeah.
The speakers can't handle the voice. So whenever I listen to that, I have to put it on the surround sound or in my car or something. I do love that.
iPod.
Well, no, because the headphones don't make it play right. It doesn't. The headphones don't deserve her voice. Anyway.
See, you're not wrong. My headphones are falling apart because I overuse them.
Yeah. There are a lot of cool songs. I mean, I use That Handsome Devil in my movie. The Squares is the ending track, or the credits track, and it, Bobby and I fought tooth and nail over it, and I don't care at all because it was well worth it, I think, in the end, because not only did I get to play clips of my friends while a song lit at the chorus was "They're all a bunch of squares" played, but also it just had a lot of. It was a fun track, and it's got a lot to it, and there's that narrator that you hear in City Dressed in Dynamite from time to time?
Yeah.
The guy that talks kind of like this, and it sounds
like the PSA kind of voice.
Old-timey gangster type of a voice, yeah.
No, it's not gangster.
No, it's more
PSA,
like
literally.
a 50s PSA.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah, they took that from a 63, 67 film that was called Narcotics Pit of Despair. And it literally was an after-school, stay away from drugs, kids kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they took all the audio from that, and it just works so well because, you don't think that it's from an actual thing because of how ridiculous some of the lines are. Here are the thrill seekers.
Yeah, it sounds like a parody of itself.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking awesome because it's like, that is the best kind of... That's what you hope for in these horrible freaking, anti-drug propaganda films, because they're just so awfully, wonderfully cool.
I don't know if everyone has the same reaction, but it really helped out with the tone of the song because it was very much so like That Handsome Devil is criticizing the way society works, the way they view drugs, and the way they try to get kids off drugs.
Oh god, it's irony, man. It's That Handsome Devil,
actually,
is dripping with irony. It's awesome.
Let's go into their anti-drug song if either of you listen to it.
Heroin on Heroin?
Marilyn Loves Heroin?
Yeah, I listened to it.
Oh man, that was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I understand why they didn't release that because the rhyme structure gets a little cartoony at times, but at the same time, it's just got such a great beat to it, and just the dirtiness of it. No one talks about, anytime you hear them talking about drugs in songs nowadays, it's always, oh, it's so cool, or oh, something bad happened. No one talks about someone choking on their own vomit.
Yeah, that was a mess. All their music is messed up, but that was especially messed up. It's like half of their albums are about people choking on shit. You notice that, Ian? It's like half their songs and then this person choked on this.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not saying that as criticism. I'm saying that it's like a cool motif. But yeah, I agree. A lot of modern songs will look at drugs in a very black and white way. The white will be like, oh, drugs are cool, man. Let's go smoke some pot in the bathroom. Or drugs are bad, as in this 13-year-old boy smoked a pot of marijuana. He actually took a giant pot.
Smoked a pot of marijuana.
awesome.
He took like a pot and just like put a little straw in it, and then he lit it on fire, and then he just like snorted it.
And like he put like a blanket over it, like for a chest cold, like. Oh.
They turned a fire.
That's funny. No, I really do get where you're coming from, Bill. Is it doesn't take that, old. It takes the story of the dangers of drugs from the people that have had to deal with either.
I love the way it looks at it because it's the complete opposite of black and white. A lot of the music is about people who do drugs, but they don't like doing drugs, but they keep doing it anyway.
They're addicted.
Exactly.
It's what they have to do.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant because no one ever, you can find me a song where someone's like, oh, it's obviously about don't do drugs because you'll get addicted, yada yada.
That's not what that stuff is about, though.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, the genre that does it the best is probably rap, where they actually do talk about how fucked up drugs can get, but that's not nearly anywhere near the stuff that gets played.
Yeah, that stuff is very popular.
The thing about those type of songs, the Handsome Devil has a really interesting perspective on this, because for them it's not just black and white, it's a whole litany of different colors that are all in grayscale.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a metaphor, but what I was going to say more of is, I don't think whenever you listen to one of their songs you're supposed to say, oh, drugs are bad. I think you're just supposed to go, wow, life is really hard.
Yeah, but I mean, it's obviously, it's obviously a message that says drugs don't help the situation.
Exactly. But I don't think that it's supposed to be taken as this after that Handsome Devil's after school special.
Dude, I would still watch that. I didn't think to send you guys these, but they did a couple videos.
Oh god.
That Handsome Devil does. Let me plug this. That Handsome Devil does have a YouTube channel called Germ007. There you go, Bill. There's your James Bond reference. And they've done a couple of videos, promoting the albums and stuff like that. And my favorite one was the EP promo, the one for Enlightenments for Suckers, where he does it like it's a Ransom video, but uncut, right? And it doesn't work out at all. And my favorite bit from that is he's sitting there on the phone, he's wearing a ski mask, and he's like, nah, listen, dude, I'm gonna have to call you back. Now listen, I got a ski mask on. It's all muffled and stuff. I can't hear you. No, I can't take it off. I'm doing this whole thing. She's got this great sense of humor to it.
Yeah.
And I really would suggest checking them out because I hope they do a music video soon. Because I think my favorite song of theirs that would work best on film is "Twist the Knife" from "Heart Goes to Heaven, Head Goes to Hell." That's the one where he's in love with he talks about being in love with a girl, but he can't stand the lifestyle he has to have with her.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I listen to that one or not.
They call me crazy, they say I'm blue. Forgetting the lyrics right now because I'm on the spot.
Sorry, I didn't listen to that one.
Milan, did you?
I think I did, but it was a bit of a long time ago, but basically, yeah.
Okay, well, no, it's just that one would really work well for, that. There's the scene in what's the Sweeney Todd film? Damn it. Wait, is that it?
Sweeney Todd the demon. Sweeney Todd the demon barber of something street.
Yeah.
The one with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that one. There's that scene where Helena Bonham Carter sings "By the Sea" and everything's all bright and colorful except for Johnny Depp, and that's a brilliant scene. And I think you could do a music video to "Twist the Knife" in that same style, and it would work perfectly because it's about this guy who can't stand not to be with this woman, but she wants this, perfect, happy life, white picket fence and stuff. And there's, just a couple lines in that song that are just quite brilliant, where he's like, I'll go to work and wake up early with all the little birdies chirping for me. I'll twist their scrawny necks one of these mornings. It has such violent imagery, but it's sung in this, the people in the background, it's all happy and lighthearted, but he's it's got that kind of thing to it, where it's just That's all these little birdies chirping for me. Well, I'll twist their scrawny necks one of these months.
Yeah. And he's got the perfect voice for it.
That's the Devil impression.
Oh god, he's a cynical fucking bastard, but in a fun way. He's a cynical bastard with a sense of humor.
How's my That Handsome Devil impression?
Do it again.
Horrible. Horrible.
Aw, damn.
Fail, Ian.
It's alright. It sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like a younger version.
It sounds
Fair
like a
The
sentient...
pre-cigars, That Handsome Devil.
No, I just, I sing along the stuff in the car or whenever I'm listening to it alone, and just, it's so hard to imitate that voice.
Yeah, I think that's part of the charm of it too, is that he's got that really deep voice. Almost like a Louis Armstrong-esque voice.
This thing is, there's no mistaking these people for anybody else.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no, absolutely not. Yeah.
They don't need, the thing is, they don't need the visual gimmick that so many modern pop artists have, like Nicki Minaj's pink hair and what have you, and Snoop Dogg's whatever. They have their sound.
Hey, Snoop Doggy Dogg is cool. Speaking of which, they did a cover
Can I
of...
finish? Basically,
Hold on,
Let
real
me
quick.
finish. Let me finish.
Just real quick. They did a cover of Nothing But a G Thing, which was cool. Anyway, go ahead.
Snoopy Dogg is cool, but the majority of modern rap, they have to have a visual gimmick, and they're mostly well known for their visual gimmick, like Lady Gaga, instead of their sound. But with the Handsome Devil, I that's why it's really difficult for me to do any sort of fan art of them, because there's no real visual, thing that it can. There's no real visual, like, I don't even know how they look like.
Well,
well, I mean, you got a couple pictures on their website, but yeah, you're right about that.
I'll agree with Milan
Their
with
sound
that.
defines them. Their sound defines them instead of, like, the visual bullshit they have to make.
Yeah,
up
they
for.
communicate everything you need to know about them as people and about what they're trying to say with their music through their music. That's where the narrative comes in and helps, and that's just the style of the song very much tells you everything about their tone, their personality. It's all in the song. That being said, I think that it would be very easy to put a portrait, or not a portrait, excuse me, like a landscape kind of painting to the Handsome Devil of just like this very run-down old city.
Bill, it's funny that you say that.
Why?
The album art for City Dressed in Dynamite is just that.
Oh, I never even looked at it. Hang on, because I have access to it. Hang on.
Yeah, it's interesting because they, like, if you look at the main cover, it's really abstract. It's kind of Picasso-esque.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, you look at it, and for a minute or two, it almost looks like a train wreck.
It almost looks like hell.
Yeah, that too. It's really well done. And so it's interesting that it conveyed that exact message to you. I mean, we're kind of getting into that author's dead kind of thing, aren't we?
Yeah, I suppose we are.
Where we're wondering what exactly, if your interpretation is all, or if what they were intending really did come through. And, I mean, if that's the image that it conveyed to you, and that's the image that they had associated with it, I find that interesting. Especially since you didn't see the image at all.
No, well, here's the thing. When we first started this podcast, Milan was talking about how the way he envisioned was, what he thought of when he was listening to the music. And I found it interesting that we could take the same music and put it to different, lower parts of our areas where we live. I find that interesting. He associated it with the well, let's just say it, the crappy parts of Russian life. I put it with the crappy parts of living in New York.
It's kind of, it's basically, it's the grittiness of things. It's not, it's the international gritty of blue collar life.
It's that grayscale.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's why I think I like some of their stuff that's just so damn cheery. You got, Hey White Boy, the song about selling drugs to the Muppets track.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah. And the thing is, they use that na-na-na-na thing in the background for it. So, it's just brilliant. It's got that style. And someone says he sounds like Mr. T. And I completely agree.
A bit, yeah.
If Mr. T was all for drugs instead of
no, Mr. Teeth. Mr. Teeth, not Mr. T.
Oh.
Mr. Teeth is a Muppet.
I thought you said Mr. T.
No, I did not.
Our mistake. But god damn it, man.
Well, I heard the
He's got-
I pity the fool that doesn't listen to the handsome devil.
I pity the fool who don't listen to the handsome devil.
Exactly. Thank you, Milan, for doing a better Mr. T impression than me.
Yeah, thanks for showing us up.
You know what,
Anyway,
I'm gonna cut like this for the rest of the review. Shut the fuck up, boy. Shut up, boy. You don't know who I am. I'm Mr. T.
you don't know who I am. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know my life. You don't know what kind of breakfast cereal I prefer to eat in the morning.
You don't know what color my underwear are?
Pink.
Red.
Pink.
Fuck.
It's a pinkish red, and it's a G-string.
No. Phil just starts like looking around for cameras.
Oh my god, no, Ian, you should try and guess what color our listeners' underwear are.
Okay, let's do it right now.
Okay, the girl in Taiwan, one with all the otaku shit on your wall. You're wearing a pink thong with a Hello Kitty, logo on the front. And you're...
See, Milan, you're doing it wrong. The
That's
key
racist.
is to be fairly general. You gotta go all mentalist with this. The key is to be fairly general, but specific enough. And I know those sound contradictory, but here's the thing. Alright, you sitting there in the room dedicated to the computer. You are wearing white boxer shorts with either stripes or blue polka dots. But you sitting there in the living room on your laptop, you are wearing tidy-whities that you haven't changed in 3 days.
I fall in both categories.
It's impossible.
No, if you're sitting... No, it's not. If you're sitting in your bedroom, in a chair, I bet you're wearing old, from 7th grade style, green boxer shorts.
Okay.
Nothing else.
They're so... God, man, they're so tight, you have no idea.
It's like a second skin.
Oh, totally, man. I haven't washed them in like 16 years. And I think they've...
And I'm only 22.
How the fuck is that even possible?
My friend, I think they've become sentient, man. It's like a Venom costume, but gross. And only around my cock area. Oh god.
That reminds me of that College Humor video where Batman was obsessed with sex. And he was like, oh, you went down on me too. I fight crime in a rubber suit and I hadn't showered that day. How was that? That really sealed in the flavor.
But I'm serious, that was funny, man. But yes, let's get back to that handsome devil, because god damn it, what do we have more to say about these?
Did you guys notice? Actually, I mean, for a geeky show where we talk about superheroes a lot, did you guys notice all the comic book references in this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I found a picture online while searching for pictures and stuff of the band. There's a picture of, God forbid, hanging out with Grant Morrison.
Oh my god, really?
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
you showed me that, my friend. You showed me that, and I ejaculated on the spot.
Wow, thanks.
And don't-
Milan.
Goodbye, you listeners.
Dude, Ian, you said exactly the same thing. Don't.
Yeah, but he didn't say it while we were recording.
Oh, it's
Exactly.
fine, dude. If people are still around, still watching this show, on this episode, I think they've got used to us, our vulgarity by now.
Oh, probably. But anyway. No, it's like, I hear Milan say these things, I'm like, I wonder why we're not building up more of a viewership.
That's exactly the reason why. Because he says shit like that every podcast.
Oh god, but it gives us distinction, guys. Come on.
See, like, no, here's the thing. You're like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, but without the class.
Oh
I'm
wow.
sorry, Ian, I missed that. Can you say that again?
I said he's like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, but without the class.
Ha!
well-
Yes. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Ian. You just made my life complete. Now I can die a happy,
and the
happy
thing
man.
is that he's like actually aware of what he's saying. Jay's just kind of like, whatever, fuck the world.
No, Jay,
Dude,
like, I just
have
feel
no
like
filter.
put Milan and Jason Mewes in the same room, because that's the thing. Jason Mewes just plays himself.
Oh, in every movie, Jason Mewes plays himself.
Yeah, if we just put Milan and Jason Mewes into the same room, like, for half an hour, Jason Mewes would just walk out of there and be like, pervert.
No, if they put us
So
in the same
Kevin
room
Smith is going to
together.
retire from playing Silent Bob. Milan will be the new Silent Bob.
No, because Milan never shuts the fuck up.
Yes.
That'll be the ironic thing.
If you get me and Muse in the same room, the universe will implode. From the
No.
yeah, totally.
No.
from the sheer perversion of the fact that us being together, man.
No, because Milan, the same thing that happened with the Nostalgia Critic will happen with him. You'll start off kind of being on the same page, but then you'll start talking about this weird Russian cartoon you watched as a kid, and then you'll just be like, fuck this shit, man.
Okay. Anyway, that handsome devil.
I thought that's what we're talking about, right? Because,
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, it occurs to me that this is really worth talking about. So we were on visual style, and I do kind of want to stay there for a little bit. Now, dating tips.
What?
Who else thinks of like a guy in a plaid suit? You know? Am I the only one that gets that mental image of the lead singer in a plaid suit? Giving people advice on how to get women.
Yeah, like the anti-Christian fundamentalist. Like, hey guys, like, you know what I mean?
Here's something.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the opening line from that song. It's like, people often ask me, God forbid they say, you're quite the ladies' man. What's your secret? Well, you do. It's just that style of just like. It works so well.
Ian, when you imitate that handsome devil, it kind of sounds like Forrest Gump wearing a Bane mask.
Okay, I'll just stop. Fair enough. I like doing the voice.
No, it's fine. Do it. It's
I
funny,
can
but
do it better.
It doesn't sound like that handsome devil. It sounds like Forrest Gump wearing a Bane mask.
I know.
See, it's one of those weird things where you hear your own voice, and it sounds fine when you're.
life was like a box of chocolates. And then you have my permission to die.
But I love that.
Alright, fine, Milan, if you can do a better that handsome devil impression, go.
Okay, give me a few lines to say. Okay, let's see. God forbid they say. God, no, wait, fuck. I need.
Sounds like
that was way too joke.
Christopher Walken.
No. Hold on. Give me like something to say though. Like, what's the quote of theirs?
People often ask me, God forbid they say, you're quite the ladies' man. What's yours?
Okay. People People often ask me, God forbid they say, what's your secret? Well,
nope.
Nope.
Yeah, it was a little bit too high. It was actually too high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
But don't beat yourself up. It's not possible.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a distinct voice.
We're all just gonna sound like Forrest Gump wearing Bane masks.
Okay. Anyway. Alright, but, like, am I the only one that gets an image of a guy in a plaid suit through that song?
Well, I have to say, my image of like, the visual style of the band was kind of tainted because the first time I listened to their stuff, it was on YouTube, and it was that first album cover that's in your playlist.
Oh. With the yellow pants and the balloons?
Yes, like, this is going to be like a creepy kid's birthday party. So, it's this very much so like, and that did set a decent image for the whole listening experience, because it's kind of like they're very self-aware about their humor. It's this very like, we talked about this in the horror video even. It's this perversion of the ordinary.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, or more a perversion of the American ideal, if you will.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And I think they're very, very aware of that. It's not just coming through unintentional means. It's very apparent. With the lyrics, with the style of music, I mean that old scratchy kind of radio thing. Like, that's the thing. Dating tips would never have been played in the style of radio, in the time era of radio that they use that clip from. You know?
Oh, totally.
Like, it's got that. It's a interesting thing to see the way a new song becomes a hit song, the way it grows in ever-increasing popularity. And I'll tell you something, that's just the way I feel about another big hit I've got right here. And then the Dating Tips starts to play. And at first, yeah, Dating Tips sounds like a song from that era with that 70s style. But then he starts, rapping. And it's weird. And
it's that insane
awesome
blend. It's that insane blend of just like things that shouldn't come together, but they do.
It's jazz. It's a little like grungy. There's some rap in there. There's some narrative, like beat poetry. It's weird,
dude. It's a giant clusterfuck, but it's awesome.
See, that handsome devil is not one straight line of music genres. It's a bunch of music, timey-wimey.
It's an orgy.
Thank you for the Doctor Who reference.
Yeah.
It's an orgy of music style. It's an orgy of music styles.
Actually, that's a really good line, Milan. Thank you. That was good. I was hoping you'd pull out some of those unbelievable metaphors of yours.
Yeah.
But it is, but in the best way possible. You know, it's a giant.
No, I agree. I like it.
It's not like it's overbearing, like there's so much stuff going on in the song where it's on overload. No, it all fits together really well. And it creates this type of...
Get it? Fits together.
That's not that funny, Milan.
I know.
I thought that joke was beneath you. I'm never having standards when it comes to you again.
Yeah, you should know better, dude. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
You should know better than to expect good out of me.
Totally, dude. Totally.
How dare you have
Bill, how long have we been doing this show? How long have we been doing this show?
Too long.
About 8 months.
No, I'm kidding.
Damn right. What the hell is wrong with you, dude?
Actually, that's a pretty good time to just make an announcement real quick. We're getting we're getting close to our 50th episode, and Bill and I talked about this a little bit. We're gonna do it live.
Mm-hmm. You sure are.
Yeah, so we're not exactly sure exactly the date yet, but we'll set that up. We just wanted to announce that we're gonna do a live episode,
right?
And we're going to ask for, it's gonna be a multi-topic episode. Just leave any suggestions for brief topics that we can cover quickly. 2, 3 max.
Right.
And we'll go through them, and when we're doing it live, when we run out of topics, if there's still a lot of time left, if we haven't been on for very long, we'll keep going and we'll do live comment topics.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Totally.
And we'll of course be interacting with you guys throughout the night, so it should be a fun time. So take your kids. No, don't do that. That'd be fucked up.
Yes.
No, do not take your kids to see Milan.
Yeah.
Ever.
Guys,
even if he's a family friend, don't do it.
Thanks, man. Thank you for...
No, like Milan has Milan's not allowed to go within 20 feet of a preschool.
Fuck you.
20
Fuck
feet.
you.
Ian, 20 feet.
That's
There's
not
like a
cool.
sex offender without having ever done anything. Just from hearing, the judges in Australia just heard you talk one time, and they just wrote you a restraining order to stay away from children. And you're like, but I did not touch any of them. Yeah, but we know you will.
See, we
Fuck
got this,
you,
this
Ian.
guy came from the future, and he told us that there's going to be this future where, you get a Green Lantern ring, and things get really fucked up. So, yeah, you're not allowed with anyone who's under the age of 15.
Fuck you guys. Seriously, that was.
Juan, you're the one who just told me not to have any standards for you. So.
Yeah, but that's one thing. But that's just jokingly. You don't refer me. You don't compare me to a fucking pedophile.
Fair enough. Sorry.
Sorry, we're just kidding.
That's not even funny. But anyway, the strangest thing, last night, I had the most weirdly that handsome devil type of story ever. Dude, it was awesome. Basically,
I was making my father a sandwich.
No, dude, it was. Let me explain. Basically, I had to go pick up my little brother from the police station because he skipped school. Oh, basically, yeah, because he has this girlfriend at the other side of town who offers him free sex. That's why he's skipping out on school. So I had to pick him up from the police station and bring him back to my dad. But the thing is, I had a date that day with this hot, kind of chubby goth chick. She invited me to this weird kind of club or something, and so we parted ways. He went home, and I went to the place where I was invited to. I didn't know what this place was, but when I got there, in my trench coat and fez, I got the fez at the party, but I got to that party, and I realized it's a gay bar. Well, it's a gay disco. It's a gay disco at the back of these horrible kind of crime-infested back alley. I'm like, hey, is this the right place? I'm like, hey, darling, come on in. I'm like, cool. And it wasn't as bad as it sounds. I mean, dude, it was filled to the brim with transvestites. It was awesome.
You could draw a series of comics about that now.
Oh, dude, basically, it was a great night. The chubby goth girlfriend of mine sang opera. The drag queens. There were so many drag queens, and I got
See, this is you're getting to the point where I don't know if you're making this up.
No, I swear to God, I swear, I got video. I had fucking video recording of it, but it ran out of battery. I swear.
You knew that Ian and I were gonna question this. So
I just like anyone else would say it's bullshit, but with Milan, just because it's Milan, I'm slightly willing to believe it.
So I walked. Basically, it was awesome. There was dancing, and the drag queens all like, "Yay, drag queens!" Like I'm saying, "Are you a man or are you a woman?" The ladies, well, she said, "It doesn't matter, darling." And I'm like, "Yay!" Oh, it was awesome. Such an awesome night. And I walked, and somehow I got a fez. Like, I walked home with, like,
Like, is it a legit fez, or is it like a crappy little party kind of, party store fez?
No, it's a real fez. Like, a real, genuine fez. And
now, that is awesome. That
basically, I walked home in my trench coat and fez with black, like lipstick all over my face. Because, black lipstick, goth girl.
Ooh.
And I walked... Yes, indeed. But basically, I on the train, just riding there, and next to me, like, there are just two dudes fucking making out. Like, and I'm like, okay, like, these older guys are just kissing, like, just sucking each other's face. I'm, like, half dead. I'm like, hey, guys.
What does that have to do with that handsome devil?
Let me explain.
Yeah,
It finishes funny. Basically, the guy gets off at the next stop, the other guy stays. I'm like, hey, who is that, your boyfriend? He's like,
off in more ways than one.
No, he stopped. He stopped, and I asked him, is that your boyfriend? He's like, no, he's married. I'm like, to a woman? He's like, no, to a man. And, like, we go into this, like, ridiculous, like deep conversation about, like, I'm sitting in my, in my fez with lipstick all over my face, just sitting on the other side, like, oh, I don't want to be, like, he offered to be with me, but I don't want to, be the other woman, per se. And we're like, that shows integrity, my friend, good on you. And he left, like, shook my hand, and it was awesome, man. It was such a great night. Ugh. And
so what the fuck did that have to do with that handsome devil? Or did you just want to tell that story?
It was a great story. It really was.
But but if you think about it, it sounds like a That Handsome Devil song. It's just the grimy weirdness of all.
No, that sounds like a melange-eptic story. So.
Yeah. It really does.
But
it sounds nothing like
I'm glad you said this. Here on Sid Part 2's channel, we embrace the tangent. So I'm glad you.
We do, and I like the story. Don't get me wrong. I'm just like, okay, and now this is going to apply to That Handsome Devil.
Because it's.
And now this is going to apply to That Handsome Devil. And it never did.
No, but it does. I mean, if you think about that kind of same tone of That Handsome Devil. If I was listening to That Handsome Devil on the way back, if my iPod hasn't died. That it would have fit so well, just being at this wonderful drag queen party with a fez, with making out with a goth chick. It would have been awesome. That would have.
You see some goth chick spit in the face of a jock at the mosh pit. Then the kid lost it. Oh, that's a good line.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, and the next day,
beat her face down so it looked like a Picasso. Oh man, think about how bad that has to be. Your face is literally on other sides of the room.
That sounds horrible.
That's one hell of a beatdown. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Back to That Handsome Devil.
Yeah. Back
hey, where's the crew? All over the place.
Anyway, Bill. Now, obviously, you've enjoyed the band, and I'm really glad you did because I was the one that found the band from this group, and I shared it with Milan relatively soon after he and I started, talking and stuff like that, because it just seemed like the kind of music he'd enjoy. And I wasn't sure about you, because you don't really talk about music that much, so I'm really glad
about is Godzilla. You're just the Godzilla.
So, like, if they made a song about Godzilla, then Bill is like, I can die now. No, but anyway.
I gotta see the new movie first, then I can die.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I wanted to ask, like, overall, you obviously liked it, but let me ask, is this one group that you think you'd continue to listen to?
I'm not sure yet. I mean, it's on my iPod anyway, so and I have all my music in one particular area of my iPod, so I'm one of those guys who just kind of puts my iPod on shuffle when I walk places or if I'm talking to people, which pisses people off. And whatever plays, and I usually enjoy it. And if I get let me put it like this. Let me compare it to food. If I get a taste for it, I'll continue to eat it, so to speak. And right now, I think I'm kind of getting a taste for it. It's obviously a very, very different kind of music. It's different from what I listen to on a daily basis. Like, I'm a film guy, obviously, so I listen to a lot of songs that are from movies. I have all the Bond songs on my.
These songs are in a movie.
Yes, Ian, they are indeed. Okay.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
No, it's
sorry.
fine.
I just had
it's
to
fine.
do
Don't worry
that.
about it. It's just that this is a very different kind of music style, and if I continue to enjoy it the way I have been, then for sure I'll keep listening to it. So, but again, it's such a different kind of thing. Like I like to listen to songs that are just like I prefer the big bombastic. There's a battle going on in the background to this song.
Like
kind of stuff.
The epic kind of soundtrack.
Well, yeah, that too, but it's also just like I like songs that describe a character. You know what I mean? Like I like to listen to music whenever I write, and I usually listen to stuff that's like describing a person. And there's a lot of that in there, but it's very, very different. It's a lot more about society and all that than it is about a certain person.
Yeah, I mean, you got Charlie's Inferno, I was about to say, which just a funny concept. Guy's like a great Christian, his entire life. He always takes cold showers, does the Pledge of Allegiance, yada yada yada, and then he dies and he starts going up to heaven, and then they're like, "Oh, you're not on the list." And he suddenly is like, "Excuse me, sir, there must be someone you've confused me for. If I could see someone who knew more, or someone in uniform." It's a good song. Good song. I like that concept. I always wondered what would happen if someone that was like just constantly, oh, I love God, blah blah blah, just found out they're going to hell. It's almost like a bad joke.
It's like the guy like
Why?
what if somebody? It's like if I went to heaven and that guy was like, it was just me and that guy in heaven, like at the gates of St. Peter. I'm like, okay, he's just looking at me. I'm like naked in my fez, like I look like I was set on fire or something. And St. Peter's like, okay, next. I come up and he's like, looks at me. He's like, hey, Milan, and I go through, and then the guy comes over and is like, hey, I guess I'm gonna go in. And St. Peter's like, nah, you're not. I was like, what? You let Milan into heaven, but not me?
Well, you see, we have a limited amount of spaces for today. Milan just kind of happened to get in there. He snuck in, and whatever. He's in
no,
there.
but St. Peter let me in. He just like gave me a high five and like.
No, knuckle touch. Knuckle touch.
Knuckle touch.
No, it's almost as good as one of those Seth MacFarlane cavalade cartoon comedy shorts where the guy gets into heaven and he's wait, no, maybe it was Robot Chicken. The guy gets into heaven and he's like walking around and says, "Mom, Dad, Uncle Charlie, you touched me when I was little," and he keeps seeing like clan member. And it keeps getting worse until the point where he just sees Hitler. He's like, "The fuck is going on here?" Sorry.
If you embrace Jesus into your heart, He will forgive you, no matter what horrible shit you've done.
That's the way. That's I guess what you're supposed to take away from Christianity.
Yep.
Just some of the.
If you don't mind going ahead, if you don't mind sharing heaven with Nazis.
And now we're getting into anti-religious stuff, so we've dropped about 15 listeners.
Oh, yeah. The majority of our guys are godless comic book geeks.
Yeah.
So says you?
Yeah, I mean, do you have any statistics to support this? I mean...
Okay, then.
Milan just makes up statistics.
I do. Yeah, I'm like the greatest Christian fundamentalist who isn't a Christian or a fundamentalist.
Okay.
Indeed. Back to the band.
Yeah, I don't know. I was interested to see Bill's opinion on this because it's such a weird band that I think you always have to recommend it to someone. I don't think this is something that people just find on their own. Because I know here's my That Handsome Devil story. And no, there are no fezzes or transvestites.
Damn it!
It's boring. Then you gotta have a fez.
It's not worth listening to then.
If there's not at least 3 drag queens,
fucked up Russian stories.
If there's not at least 3 drag queens in the story, then it's not worth listening to.
But seriously, when I first started getting online and stuff, getting on YouTube, I was originally trying to do those audio comic things.
Right.
And obviously that didn't work out. But one of the guys that was going to be producing the comic with me said, "Hey, can we use this song from this band I really like? What's the song?" And he played Damn Door for me, and I go, "Oh, it's a remix of Chattanooga Choo Choo, that's cool." And he goes, "Yeah, if you like that, you should check out some more of their stuff, they're really interesting." I go, "What kind of music are they?" It's like, I can't tell you that. And that was immediately what intrigued me about it. So, I listened to the first album, or I listened to my first album, City Dressed in Dynamite, and it was interesting, and I just left it on my computer for a month or so, and I didn't really listen to it again. And then it started getting into my head. I just found myself humming one of the tunes one day at work, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll play it again. And I played it again. And that's the thing I notice about this band. With all their stuff, I rarely like it the first time I hear it. It gets in my head, and I keep going back to it and finding more and more to it. And I think part of that is the tone and the messages. I think also there's part of it just with his voice because you don't always understand the lyrics.
Yeah.
So you have that thing where you catch it and you finally go, oh, that's what he's saying.
I disagree, because I fell in love with it straight off. You played me the first song, and I downloaded the whole freaking album, and I listened to it nearly every day.
No, I'm just saying, for me, I tend to not care for it personally the very first time I hear it. It always gets me, and it has that jingle kind of thing, where first you hear it and you go, okay, and then you start humming it in the shower, and then before you know it, you're always singing it. You're always wanting to listen to it.
I had a similar reaction. When I first started listening to it Tuesday, I didn't really like it at all. I thought I just repeated to myself, this is not my kind of music. It's very, very dark and depressing and very antisocial. And
basically me. You're listening to Milan.
I'm listening to the music of Milan's heart.
Oh my God, Milan, go do me a favor. Go buy a stethoscope and just make this will be our intro for this week. We're gonna talk about it after the fact. Just remind me. Just okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna talk about it now because we might not get the chance to do it because I don't know if Milan can do the stethoscope. Anyway, Milan, get a stethoscope and just put it on and put it up to your heart and just play a That Handsome Devil song.
Oh my God, I think I will do that.
If you can get a stethoscope before Sunday from Bill and I's perspective, then do it.
I think I can do it. Yeah, I think I can do it.
Okay. Anyway, just that would be a great opening.
Yeah, but no, anyway. I was just saying that I'm with Ian. It was something that was so different the first time I heard it, where I was just like, wow, this is really weird. I don't really like it. Then I heard more of their stuff, and then shuffling my iPod around during the week, it would just play naturally. And I was just like, as I said earlier, I'm getting a taste for this, and I'm starting to hum it at random points. And it's one of those things where the style starts to grow on you because you start to realize how much of your life this band is describing. But you're almost in denial about it, like, no, my life is nothing like this. But then you're just like, wait a minute. I live kind of a shitty life, and oh my God, this is my life in song form.
That's what made me fall in love with this song. It's like, oh my God!
It took me a while to realize how close the music was actually to my heart. It took me a while to realize that because the style in which it was presented was so different.
Yeah, and I'd agree with that. I have that with Damn Door myself. The line that gets me is, all my heroes OD'd, robbed banks, and killed themselves. Wow, that's such a good line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's shocking how true it is.
Oh my God, dude. You cannot imagine how instantly, Ian, you played me that song over the, when we talked that once, you played me this song over Skype. I'm like,
which song was it?
I don't
curious.
remember, but I instantly went to Kick-Ass Torrents, downloaded the whole thing, listened to it, and I'm like, okay, this is me. This is a song of me. This is my life. But the thing is, I don't understand when you guys say...
This is the Ballad of Milan Jeftic.
Exactly.
Yep.
But the thing is, I don't understand when you guys say, oh, I was put off by the darkness. That's why I loved it. For me,
No, I wasn't put off by the darkness.
Milan, what I was trying to say was, it took us a while to realize that we do have that kind of darkness in our lives. Like with you, you're very open about it.
But that's not why I didn't pick up to it right away. It's just I rarely, I knew it was a modern band, so I kind of dismissed it at first. I was like, oh well, I don't really like modern music, so I'll listen to this once or twice and go, oh okay, well they got a little bit of a jazz style to it, so that's cool. I might listen to it again down the line, and then I I just left it alone for a week or so, and then suddenly I found myself, picking back up on it, and suddenly, time goes by, and it's my favorite modern band. And I think, telling about it. We've, for a review, I just gotta say, this hasn't been the most objective thing, because we have mostly been praising it.
Yeah.
And after I get into one more thing real quick, I do kind of want to go into more of the negative. I mean, there's always something negative to say.
But before we do, I gotta say one thing. This
No,
band...
wait, just real quick. Just real quick. You mentioned this, so it makes me think about it right now. Milan said he went to the torrent website, and I get that. If you are interested in this band, I'm not going to say don't listen to their music if you're only going to download it. Listen to their music either way. But if you listen to it, and you really find yourself enjoying it, please go buy their stuff. I never tell anyone to buy music, but this band isn't going to be able to keep making more if they don't have some commercial success. The last time I heard from, a blog post or anything from the lead singer, God forbid, who finances and produces a lot of the music, he was working 3 jobs to get it out there. So if you like their stuff, this is something that you do have to buy, because this isn't that traditional, I can just download it because, the guy has a jet. No, this is someone who's struggling to make art, and it's tragic if he can't afford to do it anymore,
Yeah.
That would be a horrible thing. So I just want to say, if you really do find yourself enjoying this music, go buy it, because even if it's just an iTunes track or something, buy something from them, so that they can have a little bit of the support.
I think this will be a good idea. I agree with Ian. Please, I downloaded it first, and yes, I will eventually buy the whole thing once I have money on my account. But that's another way I'm going to try to contribute to their, to make them more popular. I am going to go on this kind of... I'm going to make a lot of fan art, a lot of kind of wonderful, That Handsome Devil posters that I want you guys to spread around Facebook, Tumblr, whatever, just to get people interested and get them a sort of a visual moniker, like, yay, That Handsome Devil, that looks cool. And also, the thing about this band that I fell in love with, that made me realize that I love this band, and this will be one of my most favorite bands, and this will be the thing that I will listen to while I'm dying in the hospital. They make the darkness day glow. They make the darkness into this wonderful neon. They make the darkness light, but not in the like, they bring light to the darkness. They make the actual thing that is the darkness of our lives. They make it day glow. They make the dark. The darkness defines it, and it's so great.
They take the darkness and they don't try to bury it. They just illuminate it.
They push it in your face, and it becomes day glow. The dark becomes light.
Milan, you're just repeating yourself. We get it.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just trying people. I repeat myself. People will get it then. Oh God.
No, people will be like, "Wow, I get it," but that's really fucking annoying. Shut up.
I know. I'm just kidding around. Okay.
Okay.
So what?
No, I mean, and it's certainly it's true. It does shove it right in your face, and it makes it so you can't ignore it. There's a comedian, and I forget his name, but he had a great joke that is just very applicable to this situation. It says, I think the problem with modern society is that you can be flipping through channels and you can watch, a 5-minute news story about how there's a war going on and, people are losing limbs and dying and, children are being murdered. I don't want to watch this, and flip the channel and watch sports. I think there's a problem with that in modern society. And this is very much the same thing. It's making it so you can't ignore it. They're really trying to get you out of this, sheltered, there's bad stuff, but I have my house and I have my TV, kind of thing. And obviously you're not going to listen to this if you don't choose to listen to it, but it still makes you very aware of that.
Yeah, exactly. This is the kind of music to listen to while you're stumbling around like backwater streets at 5 a.m. drunk off your ass. And get not drunk off your ass. You're reaching the part of drunkenness which is sobriety. And let me just tell you, that's the worst part of getting drunk. Getting sober early in the morning as you're walking down the back streets. It's awful. Everything is shit. The sun's coming up and the buzz is gone. And that's where that handsome devil comes in.
I'd say that's that description.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so too. But, just to remain objective here. Alright, we need to, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because I don't want to turn anybody off from just things that we say.
Well, I think the thing is, I just don't think there's much to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something. There's always, like, that thing that bugs you. Personally, for me, it's some of the straight punk, more rock-ish kind of songs that don't work for me. The songs that don't have any of that jazzy style to it.
Yeah.
The prime example for me is the You and I and Suicide. I don't really care for that track. It's very, it's very modern rock song, and that's the one on their website that you can listen to for free, and it feels like something I'd hear on the radio. Which, for any other band, that's a good thing, but for this, it's like, it's just okay, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't put an exact song to it, but I do agree. There's points where the jazz and the mixture of styles starts to become buried, and I don't know, it just kind of feels like this, it starts to feel modern, and at that point they don't stand out anymore. The style that we've been talking about kind of gets lessened, I feel. That whole, blue-collar representation of music kind of gets drawn out into, you're listening to what, you could be anyone listening to this on the radio, and whatever, it's just kind of there, it's noise. But it's very, very rare. I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one or two tracks every so often for them. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not in the Jungle Book album, which, by the way, for those, I did say, go buy their stuff, but they did a cover of the Jungle Book, like we talked about a little bit here and there. It's free.
Download
they
it.
couldn't
Awesome.
get the license. They couldn't get the license to, play the tracks and sell it. So they just did a cover of it, and you can go to their website, thathandsomedevil.com, and download it for free. So there's, that's, I believe it was, Charlie McDonald and Alex Day, who are YouTube bloggers and musicians, have said, music's a weird thing, where you don't want to pay for it until you've already heard it.
Yeah.
And that's very true. So here's a great opportunity to not only hear some of their stuff, but some of their stuff that they wanted to be free. Some of their stuff that they feel is so representative of their style that they can give it away for free because they want to hook people with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can listen to that for free, download the entire album. It's not long. I think it's, 15, 20 minutes?
No, I was able to listen to it while I was walking to go get dinner today. The entire album.
Yeah, it's still really good though. It's
very well done. And again, I was just really impressed with how much of the book they were able to capture in it.
Yeah, and actually, to that point, I like the short stuff because it kind of gives you that ability to listen to it multiple times within one sitting, and it doesn't feel repetitive because of how distinct it is.
Oh, definitely.
But anyway, back to the negative. Bill and I said some stuff. Milan, please don't just say, "Oh, it's perfect."
It's perfect.
Oh, god damn it, Milan.
You cop out so much. I'm not copying. I genuinely don't see anything wrong with with any songs. They're so incredibly different from one another.
Stuff that works for you that might not work for other people.
I don't know what might not work for other people. I don't give a fuck what.
I don't think that I think that a lot of people are going to be turned off by that the narrative song. That's not even a song. The one about the egg sandwich.
Yeah.
I think that's going to turn off a lot of people. Don't start out with that. Get used to their stuff first, because it is very much to their style. But they have more introductory level kinds of music. I think you should start out with Damn Door. I do think that's a good starting place with them, and then go through the rest of that album, and then go into their other songs. I think that the egg sandwich thing is probably one of the last things you should listen to, because it's almost like a companion piece to their style.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll say this though.
It's not something that's been released.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, it hasn't been. Okay, well, I'll need to say this criticism anyway. I don't think that the stuff on that album plays very well individually. I think that you kind of have to listen to it in sequence, and with music, that's kind of a problem in my opinion.
Yeah, it's strange because most of their stuff does kind of fit together in this weird kind of demented jigsaw puzzle type of way.
And see, I actually like that about it because I'm a Pink Floyd fan, and whenever someone asks me what's your favorite song, I say The Dark Side of the Moon. And they go, oh, so what song from that album? The Dark Side of the Moon. Because it's a 43-minute song. And it's not quite the same here. It's not all one song here, but it's definitely...
No, but it's got the same themes. I just feel like that particular album, it doesn't... It all feels like one long song and not a very connected one, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't really care for that album. It's just that one part with the narrative really got to me.
Well, wait, are you talking about the one with Fried Egg Sandwich? That wasn't an album. That was just unreleased stuff.
I know. Yeah, I'm talking about that one.
Yeah, but so it's not an album. So
whatever. It's a compilation of stuff.
Yeah. That's why it's unreleased.
Okay, I was just that's why I said, I don't want to criticize something that didn't get released, but just to say of what I listened to, I didn't really enjoy that stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. I like harking back to it because it's great for example here, example there, but I'll agree it doesn't work as listening to it all as one piece. But that's just me, probably. That's just probably me and Bill, I don't know. But Milan, seriously, I mean, there's gotta be something about it that you go, well, I could see if you're this kind of person, you might not care for this.
Okay,
you gotta have some objectivity as a review.
If you're a person who doesn't like feeling depressed, or has an aversion to anything dark or anything somewhat gritty, then you might not like this. If you're more of a bubblegum pop fan, you like your upbeat kind of yay, kind of modern rap, kind of that shit, then you will not like this because this does reference and borrow some classic rock, punk, jazz, band type of styles, which you, as a young, listener of music, might not be too familiar with. Yeah, I don't know. You might actually like this stuff, and hell, they might introduce you to some music genres you might have thought you might never ever listen to before. But if you're a modern rock fan, if you're a modern pop fan, then I don't know. Maybe you might not like this. But if you're a fan of of the mix, I don't know if you guys know about this, like the type of thing that this YouTube phenomenon, taking like completely different songs like Biggie Smalls and Miley Cyrus and crushing them together into one song. If you're a fan of that kind of weird kind of lopsided, double think style of music, then I think you might like this. But this is unlike those type of music that is just kind of odd and kind of very kind of interesting. This is more seasoned. This is has a lot more seasoning to it. Musical seasoning, as I mean.
Well, this fits together a lot better than that does.
Yeah, exactly. This fits a lot better than stuff on the internet. But
I like song mixes. I don't know. Have you guys seen or heard rather Thunderbusters?
No.
It's the Ghostbusters theme and AC/DC's Thunderstruck put together.
That's hilarious.
And it's a brilliant song.
I'd actually like to kind of build off the point Milan was making. I don't think this music is for everyone. It's, again, as I pointed out earlier, it's a very nonconformist kind of music. But I do think everyone who enjoys music, I think that it's worth trying. Again, start out with Damn Door, work your way through that album. I think if you like it a lot and you feel compelled to hear more, I think that you'll appreciate this kind of music. If it's a kind of music that, initially it doesn't really jazz you, see what I did there?
Yeah, clever.
And it doesn't quite speak to you in any way, let it sit for a while, see if it comes back to you. If it doesn't come back to you, then, at least you try.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, give it a chance. Yeah. That's the big thing.
Give it a chance to grow on you.
Yeah, I agree.
Let it germinate.
And I think I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna close off on this. And shit, I didn't think to ask. Milan, I hope you have an idea topic ready to bring up after this.
Oh,
anyway, I want to close off the review of That Handsome Devil on this note. Wait, shit, is it Milan or is it Bill?
No, Milan's the next one.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Anyway, I wanted to close off on this for the band. I find That Handsome Devil to be a musician's musician. And I'm not a musician, but the thing is, it's so different and it's so referential to other kinds of music and different genres that the only people who I think can really appreciate it are the people who either listen to a lot of different kinds of music or the people that play music, you know?
Yeah,
I find that to be very much the case because it's so... It's not something to just turn on and tune out. This music demands your attention, and it commands it as well.
Indeed.
And
it's a kind of music that needs other music, I think is a good word.
Yeah, well, that's not...
I know, it's a good phrase, sorry, it's late.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. And that's
borrows...
the thing, I didn't say this at the beginning, I probably should have. When people ask me what kind of music I listen to, I say, think anything between 1500 and 1995. If it's in there, I'll probably
Beethoven's Fifth and Kurt Cobain.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll listen to both of those.
Yeah. Basically, this music is like getting kissed by a really hot smoker chick.
Okay. Anyway.
Bernice Marlowe in Skyfall.
Indeed.
Anyway. Milan, what are we talking about next week?
Well, the idea topic for next week, ladies and gentlemen, is comic book art more of a valid art form than gallery work?
Okay. And we might have a guest next week. I'll message a guy that I know and see if he wants to come on, because at the very least we might use his art just because. I don't think we should have a single title card that week. I think we'll do a slideshow of fan art.
Okay. If we actually... Oh, by the way, the thing that frightens me the most, if we ever get to that point of popularity where people are making fan art of us, I'm horrified of gay yaoi fan art of the Geeky Gentleman. I am so terrified of that.
Please don't do that. I have a mother.
Dude, you do realize that's going to happen if we ever get big.
I don't think so.
I don't think we'll ever get that big, Noah. I don't think we're going to have Kurt Spock-style slash fiction.
Oh god, please no. But anyway, yes, everyone, but I don't... You know, if you want to do that, whatever, but if you guys like the show, please do some fan art, hopefully non-gay, weird sexual fan art, but if you do want to do some fan art, please go ahead, we'd highly appreciate it.
Well, when I said fan art, I meant fan art of characters people actually care about.
Alright.
Not us, I mean, we have nothing.
But anyway, by the way, if you want to Skype in, since we don't have many Skype-ins, if you want to Skype in, I will draw you.
Oh, you're keeping that offer open beyond the first person?
Yeah, of course. For the first person to Skype in, I'm gonna draw it. But if you've already Skyped in, and I already drew you, then I'm not gonna draw you again. So if you're a new person who hasn't... Yeah, okay.
Fair enough. It's good. It's a great offer. I'm really glad that you're doing that.
And again, guys, remember the live show's coming up, so already start to put your topics in the comments below, because the first come first served basis. Ian's gonna put them in a pot, and once we sit down and do the live show...
And I'm gonna smoke it.
And then...
referential. Like, I feel sorry for the people that, skipped to the end of the podcast to listen to what we're gonna talk about, because they didn't get that joke.
Oh my god.
It just being late at night. No, but seriously, leave your topics for us to talk about in the live show in the comments below, and Ian will put it in a pre-made list, and when we sit down and do the live show, we'll go through that list, and then once we're through that, we'll take live stuff. So be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun interaction, so be there, and spread the word. So thanks a lot for listening.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Until next time, we're Geeky Gentlemen. We'll be discussing things.
See you next time.
When you're alone